Hi guys, it's Jay, and we're back with the Forest Holiday Home. First off, thank you for watching part 1. If you came here from part 1, thank you for sticking around for the second part. Today, I did a lot of editing. I cut out a lot of stuff that I thought was not necessarily super interesting, so this is the second and last part of this build. I cut out a lot of like the teeny tiny stuff that I did. So at the very end of the video, I do a lot of like terrain painting for landscaping and stuff, and I cut all that out, and I cut out when I changed all the wallpapers on the outside from this wood to the eco living wood, but the eco lifestyle wood, sorry. Here you can see me put in the bathroom. Again, it's a very like minimalistic aesthetic in the original. I kind of just added the basics, nothing too special. I switched back and forth between the game and the photos from the website. I'm going to link that website once again in the description so you can kind of check out what the original looks like. I add a couple of clutter items here and there, and there's a stack of magazines next to the bed that I wanted to lift up to that like headboard nightstand situation. I didn't end up doing that. I uploaded it to the gallery with the stack of magazines still there. Oopsie. I added another window. That window isn't there in the original, but I thought it, one, kind of broke that just flat wall, and two, if you enter the house from what is the main entrance, you kind of have a clear sight through the atrium and through to the back to that other house, that other living space. Now this is a kid's room in the original. I took kind of inspiration again from the original one, and the original one has this very, very cute, like, I think it's Boba Fett. I'm not 100% sure. It could be Django either. I don't know, but it's definitely a Star Wars, little Star Wars sculpture, and I was like, oh yay, we have the baby from the Mandalorian, like Baby Yoda. We have that in the game, so I added that, and in like the very last part of this room, I added that as well. It's kind of designed, the original one, to be like an in-between between a kid's room and a teenager's room, but this is again, in the game itself, it's holiday home, so it's a destination home. You could go and stay in here with adults or teens or kids, whatever you need it to be. And there you see the baby that I placed on that kind of wardrobe unit. And then the other room, I was like, do I do another bedroom? What do I do with this? But then I was like, okay, it's a vacation home. We're in Granite Falls. Maybe Granite Falls has some bad weather here and there, and what would you do? You would watch a movie, like make some hot cocoa, maybe some popcorn, and watch a movie. So this is like a private, like a home theater room, if you will. If I saw it correctly, there are no windows in the original home in this area, so I don't know what's in there, if it's like a pantry, if it's a butler's kitchen, I have no idea. But, I mean, if there's no windows there, the home theater kind of makes sense to me. I usually hold home theaters in like dark grays and blacks, because at the end of the day, most of the time you would turn off the lights anyway to watch the movie, so why add a ton of color if you don't see it in the end result anyways. So I used a ton of home decorator stuff because I really like that aesthetic, and it kind of fits with the general artistic style of this house, I think. When it comes to the bathroom, this other bathroom and the one in the separate living area, I kind of just copied and pasted everything from the other bathroom, so it's the same. Countertops, it's the same. Sink, the same. Shower, etc. Same toilet, same everything. I hope this is not too nauseating with me like tilting the camera a lot. I put this in at like 6 times speed. I think 5 or 6 times speed. I think it's 5 times speed. Because it was a lot of footage and I cut a ton out, but still. So here you can see me, I put in these like plates, these concrete plates that are in the original as well. They're much narrower in the original, but this is 1 square is all I can do here in The Sims, and I didn't want to do like painstakingly do those little plates that we have. That would have been just too much work, and that video would have been a lot longer, not gonna lie. Now the pool is a lot smaller than in the original. The original is kind of like, proportion-wise, I think double that length. There's a pretty wide gap between those 2 houses in the original, but I think it works really well for The Sims and what it needs to be and do in The Sims, so it's fine. And I actually, spoiler alert, I add a second pool as well, so you're going to be fine. You're going to be able to swim laps. Now you see me choosing that eco lifestyle wood. I tried a couple woods next to one another, and I chose the eco lifestyle one because it just makes way more sense. Then the flooring I chose for the roof was just some metal, and of course you can do all those things with the platform and stuff for that chimney, but at the end of the day nobody actually looks up into that chimney, do they? Like, it's not really necessary. Now here I chose the same kind of counters as in the bathroom, and those are like the most modern looking ones. I do have CC that looks pretty close to what the original is, but I kept this completely CC free just to make sure that people can download it from the gallery. You can also see like the placeholder sofa and chairs that are still in there. Those are going to be switched out. The fireplace is also going to be switched out. This, I think, is the least decorated room in the whole house because it's just really about the wood in the original. I really like that aesthetic, but again, as I said in part 1, this is going to end up causing trouble in the actual game because of the moodlet that your Sims will have. So just keep that in mind. Yeah. Here you can see I tried to use different wall heights for like the half walls on the top to kind of mimic the different blocks basically that are made up of the wood and the stone. I hope it kind of came across in the right way. And also there's a couple windows, and there are windows all over both of the houses, but since this is separate for a reason and a little more private, I put up ceiling height, like ceiling to wall length, what do you call those? Why am I blanking on the word? What is the word? I don't know. Gosh, window covers. What is that word? Hold on, let me Google that real quick. Anyways, and again, the bedroom was, I had the inspiration from the original. It didn't give me as much to work with as the other one did. So I kind of just went with the general aesthetic and not try to make a real copy-paste room. Curtains. That's what I was looking for. Curtains. How on earth did I forget the word curtains? I don't know. Anyways. Yeah. So again, the wood, the dark brown, the warm dark brown is all over this house. And I think we have a lot of items in the game that kind of harmonize with each other, even if they're not completely from the same packs or even the same eras of The Sims. I think the Sims team did a decent job of making sure that at least some packs are compatible with each other in some way, shape, or form. Now, same thing, copy and pasted everything from the other bathroom for this bathroom. And I made the 2 tile wide work for me. I usually don't do 2 tile wide for bathrooms because it's super narrow, and I always have this almost unreasonable fear that the Sims will kind of get in each other's way, but they usually don't, and so I was fine with doing it here. It kind of worked out really nicely. And here I check if everything is lit properly, and then I'm like, okay, there's a big space right next to this. We're just gonna go ahead and add something there, because just somehow it feels weird to be able to kind of completely look into this area or into this like private living space. So I think I mentioned it in the last video that there was almost like a carport, in the original house, which is completely unnecessary and a waste of space in The Sims 4 because cars aren't a thing, at least not actual usable cars. So I turned this into like an outdoor kitchen, living, dining area where one could kind of maybe entertain people who are also on vacation in the neighboring lots. That would be maybe a fun thing to do. Or if there's more than one family vacationing here, that could also be fun to just have like a spot to gather all the Sims and have them have a meal or just hang out at night. So I place the I think it's Desert Luxe kit, the one that was free, I think, and these chairs that I usually don't use, but the kind of leathery texture fit really well with the Desert Luxe one, because they're the same swatch, like the same exact color of leather, which worked out really nicely. And I kind of skipped over how I did the roofing because it's just not that interesting. And I think the next thing we're going to do is just do some landscaping and some terrain painting around the place. Again, it's not decorated too much because this minimalistic aesthetic, but at the end of the day, I really enjoy that, and we can switch it up if we want to when we are in there, again with the enable free build cheat. I add another thing like a bar, just so that there's something to do on the lot. There is also a fire pit that I'm going to add next, I think, that is going to kind of pull everything together so that you can actually do stuff on this lot. It's not a complete Granite Falls build. Like, there's a ton of stuff you can do with that pack that I didn't add here, but feel free to add stuff that you want to if that floats your boat. I kind of kept the landscaping to a minimal because at the end of the day, again, it's kind of a minimalist aesthetic anyway, so I don't think it would be too crowded. And if you end up playing here, the more there is on the lot, the harder it is for your computer to generate the house, and it's also kind of inconvenient to play on a lot that has too much going on. Yeah, I think the next thing is that long pool that I was talking about earlier. It kind of tries to tie everything together. It kind of gives this line of sight for your eye to follow to the back. I think it makes it feel rounded and feel like everything is put together nicely, and that was it. and I talked throughout the whole video. I rarely do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.